What's up, everybody? Just give me a moment to do some sharing. Yeah, cause we going in today. What's up, everybody? What's up, John Darius? Give me just a second. Y'all some more time to come in. Give me some more time to share. Karen Schwab teaching about the force right now. Yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah, because I'm about to go in. Just let me finish up here and we ready to go. Alright. Let's get it in. Yeah, let's get it in. Hold on. Alright, let's do it. Well, now, I have a very special and unique topic for y'all today. And that topic is, what is the Force? Well, let me tell you, the Force is that universal life field that we all tap into. It flows in, through, and around us, always steadily binding us together to create that pattern of interconnectedness. You see what I'm saying? That energy, that flow, that intelligence that always fuses and binds everything and everyone in the universe, the cosmos, together, making us all different beings living different stories on our soul journeys. So, with that being said, the Force, there's many different aspects of the Force. You have what I like to call source melanin, which is the dark jazz intelligence that flows, that empowers the universe, everything and everyone. You have the cosmic force, which is that primordial source consciousness, or what we call that eternal source intelligence that guides us all. You have the unifying force, which is the universal life force that binds the whole galaxy together. Planets, stars, suns, moons, nebulas, the whole celestials. That's what the unifying force does. Then you have the living force, which is the natural and essential force. You know, the force that flows in the here and now. That grows the plants, that creates the bugs and guides the animals. You know, their force, the animus energy. You know, how the force that is always in motion, that the average person taps into in their day-to-day life, especially when they focusing on something in the moment, and that they, especially if they love doing it. So you have those major aspects. There are more. I'm just giving you some basics that you can work with. So with that being said, this life force, this chi, this prana, this virile, this power that we all we all have, that guides us and helps us, as a conscious person, you can tap into this force and do the things you need to do. You can tap into it to gain strength and inspiration. You can tap into it to gain wisdom and guidance. You can even tap into it to manipulate the world around you so that the odds, the factors of the events work out in your favor. Now, you as a conscious being are usually going to tap into the force on 3 levels. Number 1, the first level is known as control in the Jedi arts. Learn how to control that energy inside you, you know. How does the force feel when you summon it through you, through your internal self? Your internal energy is what the Asians call it. What does it feel like? How do I control it? How do I direct it? How do I generate it? These are all the things that comes up under control. And not only how do I direct it, how do I use it to the best of my abilities? This is what the aspect of control governs. Then After you learn how to control it within you, you start to tap into sense. Now, sense works more on how does the force feel not only within me but around me. Like I grow antennas for the most part that pick up on the information, the flow of energy that connects the force, that connects us all. You see what I'm saying? So we talking about this universal power, this that, and it always has information flowing to you, so that you can gather it and use it to the best of your ability, so that you are able to do what you need to do in the situation you're in. Sensing also involves tuning in to your energy body. How does the force feel inside me? How does it operate inside me? And how do I connect with it to the deepest levels? This is what sensing deals with. When you extend it to the environment, then you can even listen to the trees. You can listen to the animals. You can listen to the different plants and flowers. You can listen to the rocks and lakes. You can listen to the sky. Hell, even Earth herself will even talk to you if you listen. And even on some levels, some multi-dimensional levels, you can even listen and tune into other dimensions. But for this lesson, we're just gonna stop at mainly your environment for the force lesson. For I say more on sensing on that level for magic. Next, this is usually the one most people want or desire the most, which is alteration. Learning how to use your force to manipulate the environment around you, to move that object, to light that, to conjure that flame on the candle, to quake that earth, to summon that rain, to discharge that lightning out of you, or manipulate the lightning that's already in the environment. This is alteration. Learning how to bend the environment to your will. At this point, your force grows arms and legs, hands and feet. You see what I'm saying? Because now you're getting into the ability to touch the world around you. Because when you don't have this ability, no matter how much you know about the force, no matter how much you learn, no matter how much you've tapped into it, when you don't know how to touch the force, it always leads a certain level of disconnect. You see what I'm saying? There's always a certain level of disconnection with the force, and that can be very frustrating. I know, I've been there already. I used to wonder, like, I feel like there's more. Like, it got to be a level beyond just sensing the force. And this is controlling the environment with your force. Now, this is when you become their true Jedi Knight. You see what I'm saying? When you learn how to manipulate the world around you to the best of your capabilities. This is what we call alter. This is the force abilities. This is the powers that are gained through learning how to develop your spirit, your chi, your prana, yo, whatever other names they call it, second, however you like to say it. And the more you generate this force, the more powerful you become. The more you develop your force muscles, the stronger your force becomes. Because it's just like martial arts, you know. The more I develop my techniques, the more I develop my skills, the more the more advanced I am in the martial skills, the martial way. Force is no different. Shoot, the more you develop your force abilities, strengthen your force muscles, the stronger your force powers become. So this is what we talking about when we said the force power. You see what I'm saying? You can generate it, you can control it, you can sense it, you can use it to affect the environment around you, and even later on go on to achieve a more master stance in the Force and be like the Luke Skywalkers, Master Yodas, and Mace Windu's of the world. Well, you have such a control and command over the Force that you can levitate cars and shatter objects and all other type of cool things you can do. It is very possible. I don't want you to think that don't never limit yourself. All it takes is work and the will to do so. Don't never let them think. Don't ever let them tell you that it's not possible. Anything is possible if you willing to put the relentless effort into it. You see what I'm saying? Next, let's see. Next, I want to talk about how there's force energy in all things. Not only can you discharge energy outside of you, you can discharge energy. You can connect with the energy that's inherent in all living things. You can connect with the energy in that plant to move it. You connect with the energy in the clouds to manipulate the clouds. You connect with the energy in a storm to manipulate the storm. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to use a percentage of your energy to connect with it. You can even harness that energy, draw it within yourself, and store it in what we like to call dantians. And dantians are these energetic storage centers in your meridian system, your energy body, that allows you to store up chi for later use, so that you can have the power when you need to use the power to do what you need to do. Next, and there are 3 dantians, by the way. There's the lower, the middle, and the upper. What these dantians do is they each one has a particular power. Actually, they connect more with your soul than with your physical body, because your soul is what starts to unlock your abilities once you progress on the path a little more. Once you experience more trials and tribulation, you get these rewards, and your soul rewards you with these psychic abilities, these psychic powers. So that's what this is all about. Now, another thing I want to tell y'all about the Force. You can also connect with people with the Force. It's called empathy. You can embody a person with the Force. You know, any empath will tell you that, like, yeah, you can embody a person. They don't like it. They don't enjoy it, because living as another person can be hell on earth, because that's foreign to you. You've been you your whole life. Then now all of a sudden you're living as somebody else. So you call this empathy, the empathic force. You do multiple things in multiple situations to, as this person, living as this person. And once you figure out that they're not your emotions, then you can begin the process to filter out those foreign emotions. So empathy is very important, though, because empathy is also a gateway ability. Gateway ability that allows you to connect with multiple aspects of the Force. This is why Master Yoda always get excited when an apprentice says the word feel, because Master Yoda knows that feeling is experiencing. He's like, okay, you feel now. What do you feel? What are you experiencing with your senses? What are you connecting with your senses? And this is why empathy is a real big explosive component when we dealing with the Force. It's not really talked about like that, but empathy is the first level. Then your psychic senses. Then you level up into your first eye, and you deal with imagination and psychic awareness a lot more. But empathy is usually always the gateway, the heart chakra, the heart center. You see what I'm saying? To do anything. Now, what I want to tell y'all next is give y'all some literature y'all can check out. The first one, Stuart Wiles' The Force. Old school book, but timeless at the same time. Check it out, because it's a great book. Teach you many things about the Force, and it's a little older, so at this time, you know, it was in the 80s, so they were just happy to have something like Star Wars to invigorate their spirit. So he may say things like telekinesis isn't real, and that's not true. Telekinesis is very real. We all know that now. The internet has shown us multiple people who's used telekinesis. But other than that, great book. Next, if you like Buddhist philosophy, get the Dharma of Star Wars by Matthew Bortolin. You can check that out as well. It's also a great book, Matthew Bortolin. You should check it out when you get a chance to. It goes over many Zen principles, Buddhist teachings, and as it relates to Star Wars and where George Lucas got a lot of his philosophy is from. So, of course, I always like to hold in my hand Jedi and Sith, the Book of Sith and the Jedi Path. Also great books. You know, the Jedi teach you their teachers, the Sith, dark and light, yin and yang, my bad. And so you can check these two out. Then they got a little cooler book, which is Jedi vs. Sith and the Essential Guide to the Force by Ryder Windham. And this is also a great book. Yeah, I like this book a lot because not only does it teach you about the Force, it goes over all the different Force Six. You see what I'm saying? All the different organizations that use the Force besides the Jedi and Sith. So it's a great read. Check it out. Now, what I want to get into now is the meditative exercise. Yeah. Cause now y'all understand what the Force is. Y'all understand the three different aspects that you as a sentient being can tap into: control, sense, and alter. Y'all understand the different aspects of the Force in general: source, melody, cosmic force, unifying force, and living force, which I've talked about at the beginning of this video. Now, I want to teach y'all how to tap into the Force. This is the cool part. This is the fun part. The breathing exercise. This is a meditative exercise to teach you how to tap into your Force and fully activate your meridian system, so that you can get your chi flowing through your energetic pathways. What you do here is you close your eyes, you inhale for a few seconds, hold your breath for a few seconds, and exhale for a few seconds. You put up, then after you become relaxed, you put up an image of a transparent chi flame in your mind. It's colorless, but you still can see it. That's what I mean by transparent. Reach out with your energetic. What I want you to do then is reach out with your energetic finger and touch it. And this is going to trigger an awakening of your meridian system. Next, what's going to happen is you're going to go through a process where it feels like your meridians are on fire. This process is basically your meridians decalcifying themselves. Now, what I always suggest to my students when they're going through this is just continue doing the breathing exercises. Just inhale for a few seconds, hold your breath for a few seconds, and exhale for a few seconds. And allow that fiery Kundalini energy to decalcify your meridians all the way up to the top of your head. So after that happens, after you allow the process to rise up to the top of your head, then this will fully activate your meridian system, and your chi will start flowing from the bottom of your feet up to the top of your head. So you're going to feel that awakening. And chi usually feels base chi, natural raw life force that you harness. Usually it's not hot or cold, it's lukewarm. It's a neutral feeling. You see what I'm saying? It don't have a polarity. There's no positive or negative. It's equal, neutral. You see what I'm saying? Which is represented by the neutron in physics. It's not a proton nor an electron. So yeah. So check it out. Curtis died. I'm a Sith Lord, which is a title For individuals who follow the Sith tradition, Sith Lords draw upon the dark side of the Force, using it to gain power. Yeah, that is what Sith Lords do. The dark side of the Force, and you got the light side of the Force, of course. The darkness deals with harnessing your powers within to do what you need to do, well, and amplifying yourself to the highest degree. The light side deals with relaxing yourself and augmenting your energies to help other people, usually to further strengthen your light, I guess a good way of saying expand your soul when you're dealing with the light side of the Force, whereas the dark side deals with strengthening your melanin energy. So and the light side principles are usually dealing with selflessness, peace, serenity, helping others. You know, the dark side deals with more selfishness, helping yourself, and gaining the power of an individual. So that's usually what the dark and light, the yin and the yang, deal with on most occasions. But you need a balance of both, dark and light, yin and yang, because when you fuse those together, you can generate way more force than you ever thought possible when you're using the energy. When you harness your yin and yang energies properly and focus them and fuse them together, especially in your Dan-10s, you can even unlock higher states, like how they will show you in the Mopai lineage. Now here comes the even funner part. I'm going to do here a demonstration, a chi demonstration, a little technique to help y'all get started. You know, the practical aspects of the Force, cause you know I like to show a little practicality sometimes, so that y'all can see for yourselves the power of the Force. You see what I'm saying? So you can see with your own two eyes and do what needs to be done to tap into it yourself, you know. So here we go. Let me set up here. About right there. Okay, y'all see it? Here we go. And now what you do is you direct chi to your hands, and then you just project it out. See what I'm saying? Do it 2 more times for y'all. One more. See, there you go. So that's called chi projection. Let me bring y'all back. That's called chi projection. I got that technique from a movie called 36 Chamber of Shaolin. And it's a very useful basic technique for knocking down, for learning how to just get a feel for taking your chi and directing it to do what you need to do. I needed to knock down the object, and then knock down the object, as y'all seen me do multiple times just now. It also goes over the three levels of the Force, which is control, sense, and alter. What I just do, I just harness, when we did say control, I just harness my chi at will to do, and summoned it to do what I needed it to do. When we're dealing with senses, what does it feel like when you're doing it? It feels, my chi comes up from my feet, flows through my body, out my hands, and projects outward into the physical reality. That's what it feels like. And at first it's going to be explosive, then it's going to get more and more subtle, because your body is going to get used to being able to affect physical matter. And lastly, alter. Alter, of course, is me summoning my chi to affect physical matter, affect the physical environment around me. Y'all just seen me summon it to knock down that piece of, to project it and knock down that piece of paper. Now, a lot of people watch Star Wars. I'm gonna answer this question because I know a lot of people trying to figure out why they watch Star Wars and they don't they watch it and they feel this warmth inside of their heart center, their heart chakra, but they can't figure out why they can't tap into it. And what it is that warm feeling you feeling is that's your soul telling you that it can be done, that you can tap into this force. The problem is your spirit has forgotten how to do it. So you gotta remind your spirit to that it can affect physical matter. And that's what this exercise is all about. That's what this little chi projection exercise. And once you do it a few times, what's gonna happen is it's gonna trigger an awakening inside of you, and it's gonna feel like the world has gotten way bigger, 1,000 times bigger. Like, damn, why the world feels so much bigger now? And that's because you've crossed over into the realm of the force. That's why. Because the force is not just an energy field, it's also its own dimension. So it's called the plane of the force. See what I'm saying? That's an actual proven realm. You see what I'm saying? By science itself, actually. So, with that being said, let me make sure I hit all my notes. Yes. When we talk about this Jedi force, hell, even the Sith, because Jedi and Sith are just two sides of the same coin. When we talk about this Jedi force, this is what we talking about. When we talking about this power that lives inside of you and moves through and around you, we talking about this intelligence that guides you and always seems to be there to nudge you along, telling you gonna get there, you gonna make it happen, you gonna find your way. And when you find your way, you gonna realize by the time you get there, you're gonna be a bad motherfucker, because the force itself is gonna make sure you're gonna be a bad motherfucker and have all the skills and techniques necessary to fulfill your soul mission and soul purpose. So that's the main thing. Make sure I hit it all. Yes, I've hit all my notes, hit everything. So y'all have any questions? Curtis died. We are redefining what darkness is. Everything comes from darkness. You was born out of darkness. True. You right. Everything does come from darkness. Everything starts in darkness first. But you need both darkness and light. Cause darkness is just melanin. You know, melanin is that chaos intelligence that lives inside of you. Light is your soul. So don't never forget to nourish your soul as well. Nourish both, your melanin and your soul. So you need to just tap into it to the best of your abilities, but have balance with it. So you can see the best, so you can have the best of both worlds instead of just the extreme of one. You see what I'm saying? Let's see what else here. Curtis died right. It's polarity. Yes, it's polarity, and you got to find the middle point between those polarities. So yeah. So, any other questions before I get off here? Well, I'm Marvin Jones. This was my lecture on the Force. Put the word out to your friends. Let them know what that universal life feel all about. Tell them how to tap into it. Tell them that they got it. Tell them that it's possible. Everybody has the Force. And don't let them tell you otherwise. Tell them about the exercise that's in here. That exercise is both meditative and practical, that you can use to tap into your force and help yourself and others. So I am Marvin Jones, and I am out.